Creator's Child presents Aura X-raying. Celia and I were looking at the aura of a dog, checking on how its heart was doing. And as we focused on the heart and its actual functioning, inadvertently, our attention went to the pet owner and we started looking at her heart. And as we looked at it, we could see it beating and moving, but there was a slightly unusual movement in the heart, as if it was wrinkling at a particular point. And then we checked with her, and we told her that there could be a slight problem and to check it out. And that's when she laughed and said, yes, there was indeed a problem with our heart, small one. It was a congenital one, and her whole family had it. We were delighted, for to be able to see the heart in motion was fascinating. You are in conversation with Tarun and Celia Cherian, co-founders, Creator's Child, and Devadara Healing. Now, there are times when we can see the physical functioning of organs in great detail. And that has proved useful and life-saving in predicting cases of ovarian cancer, in being able to help with the diagnosis of digestive issues, in being able to foretell a kidney collapse. Aura sensing can be very useful, but while we can see at times an actual organ functioning, this doesn't happen every time. We can do so only in about 20% of cases. And even there, we're not always sure what we are seeing. So, for example, in one case, Celia had seen that the whole issue was a blocked tube. But there are many tubes in the human body. So, which was it? We had to add chakra knowledge, we had to add a number of other symptoms that the patient was experiencing to hone in on the truth that what was actually probably affected was the person's bile duct. It proved to be correct. Also, we cannot be sure at what magnification we are going to be able to see things. For example, we were looking at somebody's pancreas, and it showed us an extremely detailed version of it with cells, with energy matrices. But what was going on there? Another issue that comes to light is that in an aura scan, we are not just looking at physical energies. We will be seeing the impulses of someone. We are seeing their dreams. We are seeing their hopes. We are seeing their thoughts. We're seeing things from a past life. So, for example, when we were looking at somebody's aura and looking at the person's throat and trying to figure out why they had this throat issue right from childhood, we kept seeing the persistent image of a arrowhead. It took a while, but then we realized that what we were seeing was the etheric fragment from a past life. Ready to go really high end? Auras are about a dance of energy, a dance of multi-level spiritual energy. And the energy sometimes chooses to push our focus in one particular way and to push it away from something else. So, for example, after this issue with the pet owner's heart, we were looking at another friend's heart. And every time we looked, it was as if our face was being pushed down and away, and we were being asked to look at the liver. There was a mass of arterial issues. So we realized that that probably was the most significant issue impacting the person. So yes, with aura sensing, we can see a lot tremendously. But the sheer wealth of information pouring in sometimes can be far too much, because we can see beyond time. We can see beyond this life. And sometimes we are not allowed to see. Next issue, aura X-raying and peeping toms. Now there is another significant issue that needs to be addressed. The elephant in the room. Well, it can be very scary for people. And many times we're not called to people's homes or into people's lives because they're a little scared that we can peer into their lives and see their secrets. Hey guys, surely you think we've got better things to do. Because fine-tuned, focused aura sensing and judgment takes a lot of emotional focus and a lot of spiritual energy. It can be very taxing, very difficult. And sometimes when we look too deeply and when we return, we are returning sometimes covered with psychic forces, psychic difficulty, psychic filth. So we don't do it lightly. Sure, we may see a flash of green, a swirl of purple, but we rarely ever go into analyzing it. And we never focus on someone's heart or gut. We now have a psychic gift for you: protection from prying eyes. Now, if you feel that somebody is intruding into your psychic space and looking into portions of your life that you do not want to be looked at, well, Devadara healers and Creator's Child deep seekers, all that you have to do is to protect yourself. But if you're somebody who's been following us on YouTube, well, we have something very simple to offer you. A tip from color therapy. All that you need to do is visualize that you're wearing a gray cloak, and the neck of the cloak has silver to it, has a silver trimming. Just imagine that you're wrapping it around yourself. And the moment you do that, somebody whose aura is clear becomes very difficult to see. The intuition keeps sliding off. Well, that's our little gift for you. And Celia and I are going to call off now. Thank you for subscribing to our channel, visiting creatorschild.com, and growing with God.